Next on the agenda is Executive Director's update. Sandy, would you like to share any remarks with us?
Yep, they'll be brief tonight, but actually before that, can I identify the call-in user who's calling in on the phone, please?
Karina Tavares.
Karina, thank you very much. Sorry that we'll mark you on the list. So tonight I'm just going to talk about staffing updates and some educational opportunities. The Great Resignation and wage inflation continues to impact BERS and other public and private organizations. BERS currently stands at 12 open headcount, or approximately 90% staff. This has been kind of a consistency over the last 2.5 years. For about 72 hours, we were down to 9 open headcount, and it snapped back very quickly. We are losing them almost as we hire them, and we have been hiring a lot of people in the last year, actually. This has impacted some operations where there are minor accumulating backlogs, though this is offset by success in whittling down backlogs in our loan portfolio cleanup and our success in managing the pressure of the Galeno cases. Most of our operations maintain a cadence that keeps us near current, including major projects like Velocity, standing up the disability department, and infrastructure improvements at 65 Court. We're doing a great deal of this by paying overtime to our staff. To highlight some of these challenges we are experiencing, I'd like to focus on 2 things: the call center and counseling as examples. In the call center, first stood up 4 years ago, we are working to respond to member concerns over call wait times. Within the limits of established by our budget and FTEs, our call center at full staff is 13, with a supervisor making 14. This year, we have hired 6 staff and lost 4 to retirement or resignation. We have 1 open headcount and have extended offers and await start dates for 2 positions. The training of a call center representative takes 3 to 6 months, so the impact on member wait time should be favorably impacted over the coming months. That said, the August 2022 call performance compared to August 2021 shows little improvement because of turnover. We are still experiencing approximately 50% call abandonment, with average call wait times up from 12 minutes to 30 minutes year over year. We have work to do, but considering the instability in the workforce, MCI is doing an excellent job. I will add that counseling is also managing through this challenge. While the pandemic created significant pressure on the call center as DOE staff considered their options upon the callback from the pandemic, we have not seen a significant increase in retirements as compared to the most recent pre-pandemic year. Counseling has in-person appointments booked through early 2023, but is managing near-term individuals needing immediate attention with an ability to respond within 1 to 7 days for anyone who has a short wait time and needs immediate attention. Our counseling staff is down by 2 headcount, but is managing well as it screens meeting requests for timeliness and handles some requests for in-person meetings with phone calls and virtual meetings where folks are not yet qualified by age or accredited service for retirement in the near term. Kind of a basic staffing update hitting MCU and counseling. If there are any questions about that, I'd be happy to respond. I will add, before you get a chance to ask questions, though, a couple of educational opportunities. I sent around an email this morning to trustees about the Museum of American Finance Sustainable Investing event, which is happening on September 19th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is very often a very good session. They did one of these about 3 years ago, just before the pandemic hit. On October 8th through October 11th, the National Council of Teacher Retirement Systems has their annual conference. On October 23rd to 26th, NYCBERS Public Safety Conference event occurs. And during that conference, the National Accredited Fiduciary Program is offered in its entirety. This is an excellent opportunity for trustee training that I would encourage trustees to consider. And then finally, the Baruch MOPI Fiduciary Trustee Educational Sessions will begin Friday, October 7th. They run Fridays with some gaps until 12/16. I want to thank trustees that enrolled in the Baruch session. We will be the most represented retirement system at the event, and I want to thank you for signing up. That's it for me, Don. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to respond.
Thank you, Sandy. Are there any questions for Sandy? Are there any questions for Sandy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks,
That's
Donald. This is
Go ahead.
Tom. I just have um, maybe one question, right? So I know we have, struggled with the call center for a while in terms of um, uh, getting the call abandonment number down. And I know that a big part of this is headcount. So I'm trying to understand what are we doing to, I know it's a challenge, but what are we doing to either hire um, or staff the call center in a way that can get this call abandonment number down and reduce wait times?
Well, the practical reality, Tom, is that we don't have the FTEs to allocate there at the moment. I think pending the possibility that the governor signs the auto enrollment bill, we have had conversations about what the impacts that will have on our organization. One of the earliest, most dramatic impacts will be member outreach and call center, because for the first 9 to 12 months, we are going to have to make an extension of our organization to a lot of geographical locations in order to inform people about the auto enrollment deadline, which will come probably at the end of next year, towards the end of next year, and their rights to opt out. And, the reality is that will hit us very first in member communications and counseling and in the call center. And with subsequent years impacting operations, it's highly likely we will come to the board with an enhanced budget request to handle that, pending the governor's signature. Apart from that, our budget is to be approved September 20th. We have not, we are not expecting, we're not asking for additional headcount. Look, the reality is we're having problems hiring people. They're just, in fiscal 2020, we lost 2 people, both to deaths to the pandemic. Fiscal 2021, we lost 2 people, retirement and a departure, forced departure because of vaccine. In fiscal 2022, we lost 26 staff members. And that was to competitive alternatives. So, this is just something we're going to have to manage through. And
Can I add more color there, Sandy? On the
I'm
call
sorry?
center? Can I add more color on the call center for Tom specifically? More color on it.
Well, just more color is that we have 3 headcount that are open, but 2 of them will be filled in the next few weeks. The practical reality is the call center will probably improve over the next 3 to 6 months as the recent hires get acclimated and get trained up. So we're hopeful for improvement, assuming there isn't more turnover, Tom. This is I predict we have another, 12 to 24 months of this.
Tom, we made 7 offers on the call center in the first 6 months of last year. They all were declined. At the same time, we had 4 departures. We've hired 6 people since March. That was the first time we can make a hire. As Sandy stated, it's a 3 to 6 month training window for the call center. So this had a significant impact. We've been making offers, but we can get a lot of turned down often. I've never seen this bad before.
I guess I have a follow-up to that then. Is it because we're not competitive in terms of wages, or like could you have people explained why they're turning down the position when offered?
Competitive wages, Tom. Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Any other questions from the board? Any other questions from the board? Seeing no other questions, thank you, Sandy, for your report. Thank you, Tom, for your question.